I recently bought a new laptop, and of course I have to install everything from scratch, including my local development environment. So let's see how it's done. I'm sitting in front of this freshly installed Windows system, and it doesn't have anything. This is going to be a Java development environment. So I want to be sure I have the Java runtime environment so I can execute a jar file. So here we see an example of a jar file. Double click on it. Windows doesn't even know what to do with it. Also, I would know if I go to, if I type cmd, go to my command prompt, my command line, and I say javac-version, let's say, doesn't even know what it is. Also, I want to have the JDK or the Java compiler. I can do also javac-version to see if I have a Java compiler installed. Also not available. So let's solve this problem first. I'm going to go to adoptopenjdk.net. This is to get the open source free Java JDK. Also, you could get the JDK from Oracle official website, but that one will require some licensing if you want to use it for commercial purposes. So let's go with this one. Virtually the same thing. And I'm going to install Java OpenJDK version 8. It is of course not the latest, but still has a few years ahead of us of support. It says long-term support. I think it's all the way up to 2026 or something. So it's fine. We could easily go with JDK 11. These are, for the most part, everything's backwards compatible. But on this example, I'll take a JDK 8. So yeah, latest release, of course. I download this installer, execute it. Here I have a choice to choose where I'm going to install it. I'll just leave the default location. Very important, set Java home variable. I'm going to let this to be handled by the installer. I could do it manually if I had to, but it's easier if you just let this thing to be handled by the installer. So then let's continue. It says finish. So basically, seems like we're done. Normally, if you install a JDK, it already includes the runtime environment. So I should be able to launch this jar file that I couldn't launch before. And yes, as you can see, my small program was able to launch now. So it means if I open the command prompt again and I do Java, and I want to see the version. Now we see we have the runtime environment version 1.8. So that's the Java 8 that we installed. Same thing if we do javac version again. Now we see the version number of the compiler is Java 1.8 for the compiler too. Finally, we mentioned the Java home variable thing before. If we say set Java home, now we see it has an assigned value. If this didn't have an assigned value, then we had to manually set it up. We will go to edit the system environment variables, and then we will have to click here on environment variables, and then we will have to find where Java home is, and if it's not there, just create a new one and point it to the location of where the JDK is installed. But this has been done automatically, as we saw during the installation process. That's why we can check that it's present there. Everything's fine. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and go to qualityclassroom.com.